The 12-step program from Alcoholics Anonymous will help me stop drinking, right? I'm gonna say no. And stay tuned and I'll explain why the 12-step program not only has a miserable failure rate for addicts, but is unhealthy for your psyche. Once again, Charles HURST here, founder of Charles HURST Reinvention and the book Reinvention of Self, How to Change Your Life and Being Forever. Now, I keep using the term reinvention because I've had a few in my life. I have had multiple rock bottoms at different ages that I've had to recover from. One of these recoveries was from alcoholism at age 40, now well over 12 years ago. And I know what I'm talking about when it comes to alcoholism, as I've been through all the stages of it from the early to the late progressive stages. I'm quite certain that if I hadn't quit it over a decade ago, I would be dead today. I have just as much experience with addiction as any of those guys sitting in the AA rooms every night. The difference between myself and them is I thoroughly reject the AA philosophy. I reject their philosophy because they have such dismal results. There are other treatment centers out there that have also rejected the traditional 12 steps and have far greater cure rates, such as Passages Treatment Center, created by the Prentice family and located in Malibu. The traditional 12 steps pontificated by Alcoholics Anonymous is largely not only not effective for the addict, but is actually harmful to the psyche. And I'm going to go through them one by one and explain why. The first step is to admit that you are powerless over alcohol and that your life has become unmanageable. Now, this falls into the same line of thought that alcoholism is a disease, when actually it's a choice. Cancer is a disease. Whether you have a predisposition or not to alcohol, in other words, it runs in your family, you still have the choice to put the bottle to your lips or not. And if alcoholism does run in your family, you should probably not drink at all. You're only powerless if you engage in the addiction, but you can stop anytime you want. I'm not saying it's easy, for I did it myself. It certainly wasn't. But I am not forever an addict, and that's also what they mean by this first step. I have stated in my recent work, the small book, How I Beat Alcoholism and Why Alcoholics Anonymous Doesn't Work, that there are stages in your recovery. You have the acute withdrawal phase, the first 5 days. You have the mark to day 30 approximately, and then the long protracted withdrawal, which lasts anywhere from 18 to 24 months. This would be the recovery section of beating your addiction. Once you hit 2 years, I say you can claim cure. I'm not saying you can ever touch the offending substance again, but I'm saying it no longer has power over you. You are no longer an addict, you do not have a disease, and you simply don't touch alcohol again. Ever. You never claim that you are powerless over anything. Step 2. Acknowledging a power greater than ourselves that can restore us to sanity. That's all well and good to believe in whatever God you adhere to, but it is up to you to restore yourself to sanity. Have you ever heard the adage, God helps those who help themselves? Do not try to pass the buck. It is not up to the higher power to bring you back to a level of sanity. It is up to you. And not taking this basic responsibility for it is harmful to your psyche. And step 3 piggybacks off step 2, turning your will over to the care of your God. Now, I'm not saying you can't ask for help and strength from the above, but understand, once again, it is up to you to turn things around in your life. I have this problem with this religious mindset in all areas of life. Sitting around waiting for God to intervene with your troubles. The person who is in charge of your affairs on earth is you. It is up to you and your efforts to advance forward, to succeed, and to beat your addiction. Step 4 isn't terrible, making a moral inventory of yourselves. That one I have no problem with. But step 5, admitting to God and another human being the nature of your wrongs, why do you need to do that? You make the list of things that you are going to change in your life and you do it. And this would be my problem with their philosophy in the rooms. They never stop going through their moral inventory week after week, night after night, sitting in that circle of negativity. They sit and rehash their horrible alcoholic past over and over, thus they are never free from it. Step 6. Ready to have God remove all the defects from your character. Wrong. It is not up to God to remove your defects. It is solely up to you. You are the only one who can change your persona. You are the only one who can choose not to drink again. You are the only one who is responsible for your wrongs in the world, and you are the only one who can correct them. Once again, AA giving you the mindset of helplessness, which is harmful to your mind. Step 7. Again, asking God to remove your shortcomings. Same exact professional helplessness as in Step 6. Step 8 and Step 9. Step 8. Making a list of all the people that you've wronged and be willing to make amends to them. And Step 9. Taking action to do so. Now, if you've done a major wrong to somebody, you do need to make amends, but I have seen this taken into a cult-like manner. These people will go out and seek out every single person that they slighted in every little way, to the point where they're really not making amends, they're making an idiot of themselves. We've all done wrong things in the past, whether you're an alcoholic or not, and when you come across these people in the future, you can render an apology if it warrants it. But this cult-like chasing people down is ridiculous. Step 10. Continue to take personal moral inventory and admit promptly when you are wrong. Well, everybody should be doing that, not just addicts in AA. The problem with this step in the rooms is it's putting you in the position of the forever whipping boy who is permanently diseased and addicted, one who will always be putting his nose into the dirt. It is not healthy for you to be constantly berating yourself. And that's what they do when they tell their same story every single night in the rooms. They are forever reminding themselves of how bad they were, not how good they're going to be. Maybe that's why the majority of the AA participants go back to drinking. Something to think about. Step 11, praying to your God for guidance. I don't have much of a problem with that. So there's 2 out of 12 that I'm somewhat in agreement with. Step 12, come to a spiritual awakening and try to help another addict. Well, I'm doing that right now with this YouTube episode, but not the way you think, AA. There is no way I would ever send an alcoholic to your rooms. Do you want to know why? Because if I do, there's a greater than not chance that he's going to continue to be one. The final problem I have with the 12-step program is the steps are never completed. The sponsor will tell you you're always working the steps. You go forward, then backward, then go forward again. Maybe make it to step 4, go back to 1. Make it to 12, go back to 5. And the reason they have this back and forth with these 12 steps is because the majority of the people who engage in them, they are never going to be free of the addiction because AA has a miserable failure rate as said. AA, the majority of people who enter your rooms do not stay sober long term. Your program fails. If it was a business, it would be out of business. Now, I not only have a book on how I defeated alcoholism, I also wrote another one, Reinvention of Self, How to Change Your Life and Being Forever. You can use this book to also defeat addiction and improve your life in all areas, physically, emotionally, career, and spiritually. You physically recreate yourself with exercise and proper diet. You don't smoke cigarettes and guzzle cup after cup of coffee like they do in the AA rooms. You cure your emotional psyche by getting involved in yoga, tai chi, meditation, and positivity. You let your past go. You don't enhance your career by spending time in the AA rooms. You open a side business, get a certification, go to college, write that book. If you do all that, then your spiritual plane will be in alignment with whatever God you believe in. Because the way to beat alcoholic addiction is not to sit in a circle with steps that never end. It is to advance yourself forward in all areas of your life. And if you continue to pursue this sort of excellence, you will find yourself on the trail that leads to the greatness that awaits you. I'm Charles Hurst, author of The Small Book, How I Beat Alcoholism and Why Alcoholics Anonymous Doesn't Work. That and other works can be found in the links and descriptions below. I don't ask for donations. You buy one of my books for a couple bucks, then you'll get something of great value in return, for that is the capitalistic way. If you're ready to join the Alpha Warriors, hit that subscribe, tap the like, and smash the bell, and I will see you at the next sunrise.